What's up everybody, today I'm going to be installing these rough country pod lights on this GMT800. These are the black series with the Amber DRLs, and these are the two brackets that it comes with. Seems pretty simple. All you have to do to install the brackets are loosen the two 13mm bolts on each side of the hood and then slide these up under. Let's get into it. Alright. Once you've gotten those two loosened up on the top side, and then coming under like that, seems pretty good. Perfect. Then once it's in those notches, you start tightening the bolts back down. Alright. Once that's tore down, probably just install your light on there, then do it to the other side as well. Once you've gotten your bracket sandwiched between the hood and the bolts on each side, and they're both tightened down real well, you can then lower the hood back down and then start installing the feet to the actual pod light. And then you're going to want to ensure that the notch right here is facing forwards, because it's going to allow you to have more adjustability, pointing them downwards rather than the other way around. And then you install the bracket right here to the actual pod with these tiny little bolts and a tiny lock washer between on each side. Mounting the feet onto both of your pod lights, you're pretty much ready to install them on these brackets right here. And then all you're going to want to do is take the bolt that is given, slide it in there, and they actually have two notches that hold it down, so that you don't have to even put a wrench in there to install them. So put the bolt in first, then a washer, and then your locking washer, and then your nut at the end. Once you've got both pod lights mocked up, you can lift the hood, and I found that the best way it seems to do the wiring, or at least to get it through the firewall, is going to be right here behind the electrical center right here, right by the brake ballast thing. There's a little circle thing right here, and it was rubber, and you just push it inwards, and then on the inside you can access it through there at the floor. Actually some daylight coming in right there, as you can see, it's right up there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these ends of the plug and take them through there, because I think that'll be easier than trying to get this entire switch through. I know I can just unplug these, but I'd rather not, so let's get into it. The best way I've found to get something like that through that hole, just by taking a long rod like this and then duct taping the plugs that we need and shoving them through the hole. Makes it a lot easier on your own. Alright, once you finish pulling all of your wires through the hole right there, you can really pick how to wire it however, really, but this is the way I chose to wire it. So I drilled holes all along the windshield cowl, and I attached some zip ties. I'm going to get some black ones later on, but clear will do for now. So I ran it against this so that it doesn't hit the windshield wiper when it's in motion. Came along down here, zip tied those together coming from that end, and then for the power supply I ran it under this into a little bracket that's right there, then came up to here, so I have to plug it in, but that's just where it goes. And then added another zip tie there, and then one on the corner right here, right there, just to kind of let it dangle however it wants. And then I ran this one under one of these fins with enough slack to open and close the hood perfectly. So all that I like to do is plugging it in, seeing if it works. Let's do it. Next up, I grabbed some of these battery extensions from the store so you can extend your battery terminal while adding accessories to this end, to that end of it. And so gonna have to get the old one, this old bolt, popped out of there. I've got a 19mm socket, and then I've got some big pliers, and you can actually press them out, supposedly. I did it too long. Oh, didn't even really need the pliers that time. Huh. Alright, so the way it's going to work, so I'm going to go ahead and take this nut off. And then insert this side into there. And then to put it on the actual battery, you'll just twist this with a 16 millimeter wrench. And then this nut is a 15 millimeter, but that's once you get your negative and positive on there. So, all right. Then after you get your extended terminals hooked up with your power and negative to the new harness, you should be ready to go. So let's test her out. It's looking good. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna crank it so that it doesn't drain the battery too much. Let's see. Alright. Let's see how she does. That should be the Ambers, I wanna say. Oh no! Ooh. It's the beams. It's looking good. And that should be the Ambers. Dang. It's looking good. I'm going to leave it up to personal preference on where y'all want to put the switch and everything. I'm thinking I'm probably going to put it in this little cubby here at some point, but just need to get a couple extra zip ties for that, and it should be good to go. If you guys stayed this long, please hit that like button and leave some feedback in the comments.
Mr. Skelly Bones, can you comment?